I'm just out here enjoying the sun as it sets. So I just, let me use this divine time to do another video. So in this current video, I want to share with the world some information that um I have acquired from my experience with sun gazing. And you can say that this you can say that this information might inspire a lot of people to continue on sun gazing. This information might make you even want to engage in sun gazing yourself. But without further ado, let me get started with this video, guys. Um, there was a lot of people that was in search of one of the highest secrets of the body, and there's many secrets of the body that are treasured. There is a lot. And in this video, I'm going to share one that I was fortunate enough to get, which I'm going to share with the world now. But one of the secrets was people was aware that there was a special hole on the body where it could receive uh, information from the universe, but it was mainly the information from the sun. These beings was using this hole in their body to receive a certain type of magnetism that was allowing them to interact with reality in ways that was beyond that time. People, they was doing things that was inconceivable to the people there at that time. And one of the ways they was doing all these feats was because they was making use of this hole in their bodies. They was making use of this hole to get the information from the sun and whatnot. Now, present day, here and now, uh, luckily for this planet, luckily for humanity, luckily for the collective consciousness, the ancient practice of sun gazing resurfaced. Everybody's talking about sun gazing, and everybody is basically proclaiming it to be one of the best spiritual activities you can do because your eyes are the windows to your soul. Your eyes are the window to your brain. What you see is what you get. And basically, guys, I try to see sunlight, and I hope you try to see sunlight as well because your eyes are connected to your brain. Anything that you look at is processed in your brain. If I look at sunlight, my eyes can now manufacture or create a charge that will be fueling up my brain. And this is all scientifically proven. It has all been tested. But during times where the human is looking at the sun, because of the qualities of the sun rays and because of the eyes being so connected to the brain, the simple act of you just looking at the sun triggers portions of your brain you don't use. Okay, so by you looking at the sun long enough, you will trigger a lot of portions of your brain, and you will bring your brain into a higher functioning. But this is not the topic of the video. Okay, now the topic is about one of the secrets of the body that I want to speak of now. Now, everybody is claiming, well, not everybody is claiming, but a lot of people are saying that this hole that these people was talking about was, of course, the eyes itself. You use your pupils, you look at the sun, and through that outlet, you then receive the sunlight. You then receive what it is that the sun has to offer. Now, when you look at it, it seems pretty logical. Like, yeah, that is what it is. Your eyes is the whole of the body. Your eyes does use your brain does use your eyes to receive information from the sun. And it seems logical, and a lot of people think they got it figured out. Like, a lot of people will sun gaze, and they will think that they got it figured out. They'll think that, okay, this is it. I'm just looking at the sun. But I will tell you that your eyes is is not the whole. It goes even further, son. It's not even your eyes, okay? A lot of people if you look at HRM, I don't know if you know who that guy is, but if you type in sun gazing, Hira Manic or something like that, but his name abbreviated is HRM. He's really famous for preaching about the art of sun gazing, and one of the things that he says is that you should sun gaze for 10 seconds, and as the days go by, you keep adding 10 seconds until you arrive at 45 minutes, and you should not look at the sun longer than 45 minutes. That's all you need, and within 8 months you're food free. And a lot of people are following this method, and here's the thing: they follow the method and they don't get anything, they don't see anything. Like, the most they really experience is more energy. They feel calmer. Like, there is legitimate changes that go on in the body, but because they don't really see the more of it, they kind of stop and think that's it, that's all there is to it. And I'd like to tell you that um, you need to realize that everything is a process, and everything, there's more to life, there's more to everything. And sun gazing, a lot of people are just touching the tip of the iceberg. A lot of people haven't even touched the scrap. A lot of people hasn't even touched the surface yet when it comes to sun gazing. And in this video, I want to clear that up just a little bit. By my own experience, I'll tell you that I've been sun gazing for years, and each is different for each person. I know people that sun gaze 10 minutes a day. I know people that sun gaze once a week. I know people that sun gaze um, for an hour a day. And one thing about me is I like to transcend what is normally accepted as normal. And I confess, I I have gone through days like I sun gaze every day. Every single day I sun gaze. And I am so happy that I was sun gazing as much as I was sun gazing, because now I can make this video so I can tell people about this information so that they can be aware of what's to come. But one of the things that made my experience with sun gazing different from a lot of people's is that you can say that right now you are listening to somebody that looks at the sun on average like 3 hours a day. Like, this scientist that is basically suggesting that you only look at the sun 10 seconds at a time, don't look at the sun more than 45 minutes. You're now looking at me, which looks at the sun for hours a day. I'll tell you that the whole sun gazing process is indeed a process, and the there is a process, I could say there is an evolution that your eyes go through. Your eyes correspond to so many things. It corresponds to the ego, it corresponds to the brain, but it is a total evolution of who you are. And I'm going to explain to you, because this is what it is. The act of sun gazing, people don't understand what exactly they're doing when they sun gaze. But I'll give you a great analogy so you will have an idea of what's going on. If you take a magnifying glass, and if it's sunny outside, if you take the magnifying glass and if you aim it at a leaf, because of the reflection of the sun being so concentrated in those rays that come out the other end of the magnifying glass, it can burn the leaf because it's so hot. And basically what I'm saying is, when you look at something, your eyes condense it, and then it is then decoded as electrical impulses, and your brain then perceives it as, okay, it's an image, okay? So basically, right now, when I look at something, there is a place that is specialized for vision in my eye. There's basically a place. You can say that it is that it is that ray coming from the magnifying glass. That's where the ray hits and images are generated there. So everything I look at, there's like a concentrated ray that encases that image and it hits a certain area in my eye, and then the images is then created. Now, when you look at the sun, this beam that travels inside your eye to your brain to produce an image so you can see what you're looking at. This beam, because of the energy present in the sun, this beam is highly concentrated, and the whole purpose of sun gazing is to create a hole there in your eyes. That is one of the greatest secrets of humans. This is one of the secrets. There's more secrets, but I'm gonna bring them all back. But basically, that is the goal of enlightenment. That is the goal of most of the ancient yoga techniques. It was to contemplate the sun long enough so that you could create a hole in your eyes. Now, you will wonder, why would you want to create a hole in your eye? And I'm going to explain to you why. You know what I'm saying? Because this path, the path of enlightenment, the path of spirituality, this path of self-discovery, not everybody takes this path. So if this information sounds bizarre to you, if it sounds crazy, please, reserve your negative comments if you have some. But just be open to this, okay? But when you look at this is a warning to a lot of people that might want to seek enlightenment. But if you look at our eyes, if you look at the way our eyes are designed, our eyes was never meant to read letters or words or read street signs or read texts or to look at things, our eyes was never made to look at all these things. And to be honest, this is going to be the topic of another video, guys. But basically, on the planet, humans are being forced to be vision beings. Humans are forced to use only their vision, to use only their sense of vision, while we have our nose, while we have our ears just there dormant. Like, we can see more, we can hear more than we think we can hear, but because we're not sensitive to the stimuli, we don't perceive it. The same thing with our noses. We have been conditioned and trained to use mostly our eyes, and this is for another video. But the warning is this: our eyes was never meant to look at words and all these things that we look at. Like, our eyes was meant to look in the distance. And one of the effects of creating this whole is your vision, your whole vision evolves. You are granted a new vision. And in a way, you can say that it's a gift, and you can say that it's a curse. It is a gift because you will see more things than you used to see. You will see more colors. You will see subtle things that have never been in your vision before. You will be able to see auras. You will be able to see intention. You will be able to see emotions. You will be able to see the various emanations of the aura. Like, you will be able to see things that other people can't see. You will have the eye of the eye, okay? And it is a curse because this type of vision is not designed to function in society. Like, you might want to look at words, for example, or you might want to read a street sign, but if you have made your eyes evolve into a spiritualized state, it will be tough for you to function in society. Like, to be honest, when I look at things, everything is fluid, okay? I can look at grass and know that it's grass. I can look at myself and know that it's myself. But in the very center of my gaze, in the very center of my awareness, I'm aware of this presence of energy. Like it's an invisible energy that nobody is aware of, only I'm aware of. And you can basically say it's the core of everything that I see. It's like a sun. It's like a sun. And this thing, anything that you focus on, this void of energy is present. And to be honest, it makes it kind of hard to read, and it makes it kind of hard to function in society. But one of the good things about it is this void of energy that you see from your vision, it reacts to things. Like you'll be able to perceive stuff from looking at that void. Like if I was to look at somebody, the void, the sun that I'm looking at, like the energy that's coming from my eyes, it will change based on the emotional state of that person. Like I will see the cloud of energy move, and I'll see the cloud of energy respond to this spear of energy that my eyes are. And this spear, this energy that you see, this sun that you see in your vision, it's the manifestation of the evolution that goes on in your eyes. Um, this hole that you eventually create from sun gazing is the hole that leads to the omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent field of consciousness within this brain. Like that hole would then bridge the gap between the subjective realm and this physical realm. Like you can then merge these two realities once that hole is open. And this is one of the biggest secrets, but you sun gaze to create this hole so that your brain can then receive information from the sun. You don't receive information from the sun until you create this hole. And once you create this hole, that's when you start to receive your abilities. That's when you start to see things that you never saw before. That's when your vision begins to open. Like your brain actually starts to make use of the energy coming from the sun because there's a hole in your eye. So that's one of the uh, that's one of the secrets of the human body. You use the sun to create a hole in your eye. This hole will then be used to actually obtain information from the sun, because you don't really get information from the sun until you open your eyes up. And not only that, you get a spiritual vision, you start to get your abilities back, because once you start to look at the sun, once you actually start to receive information from the sun, you will start to power up portions in your brain that you never used before. And before you know it, you will just start waking up. You'll just wake up one morning and you're able to know things that you never knew before. You will start to read minds, and you never knew when this ability came. You never knew. It's like all your abilities will come at its own time. All you gotta do is be on the process. Just engage in the process of it. Um, Another thing that you should know about creating this whole, uh, this whole does bridge the gap between the infinite and and basically your existence here. Like that hole bridges a gap into your brain, into your consciousness. And a good thing that you can do is you can make use of this hole and learn about yourself, because once your eyes are open, you can then turn your gaze inwards and observe yourself. Anything that comes out is coming straight from your brain. Any type of image you see, any type of um, thing that comes is coming from you, because that hole is then open. A lot of people complain. They say they want to see visions. They say they want to see things in their meditations. Well, you have a lot of work to do, guys. You gotta strengthen your eye muscles. You gotta create that hole in your eye, and you gotta be able to fix a gaze and trigger consciousness within these higher psychic centers in your brain. And this is one of the ways of doing it. This is one of the most guarded secrets, but they try to steer you away from sun gazing. They try to tell you that all you need is 30 minutes a day. They try to lie to you and tell you you don't need to sun gaze for the rest of your life. You just need to do it for like a few months and that's it. It's all baloney, guys. It's a process that your eyes go through. If you want to experience enlightenment, if you want to see more, if you want to be more, if you want to obtain the eye of the eye, because I'm speaking from my own experience. I've been sun gazing for years and hours at a time, and a lot of people ask me, how do you get all this information? How do you know all this stuff? Well, guys, this hole in my eye is open, and when I look at the sun, I'm getting extra information that people aren't getting because they don't have a hole in their eye yet. They're not actually receiving the information from the sun. They want you to wear sunglasses. They want you to read. They want you to look at TV screens. And there's nothing wrong with these things, but these things will never evolve your eyes. What you need is the sun, okay? The sun is going to evolve your eyes to the point you will see things you never even knew existed. That's the power of the eye of the eye. And in this video, that's basically the secret. So all you sun gazers out there, have faith, have hope. Maybe the answer is that you need to sun gaze more. Also, take a look at my other videos. I share the importance of allowing vitamin D to be absorbed into your skin. You don't want to wash off the information the sun gives your skin. Give it some time to get absorbed. It takes about 5 days. So yeah, but anybody that sun gazes, if you want to be psychic, if you want to read minds, if you want to see auras, if you want to know, like, if you truly want to know, then you need to know who you are. But just allow yourself to be all-knowing and, see the truth. You have the eye of the eye. Create it. Look at the sun. It takes a process. Some people engage in the seeking. Some people engage in the seeking of enlightenment for years. It's a process, guys. If you're sun gazing, I salute you, but maybe you need to sun gaze a little more. Try to sun gaze at least 2 hours a day. Sun gaze every day, and don't believe that it's only a 30-minute or 10-minute process. The longer you sun gaze, the closer you'll be in creating this hole. And once this hole is open, that's when you really start to get information, and before you know it, you're a Superman. You're using portions of your brain that has never been used before, and before you know it, you just have abilities. I don't want to put my business out there and say I can do this and say I can do that, but I'm just telling you now, you will obtain your God innate abilities, and all you gotta do is just know that there's a process. And one of the biggest secrets of the human body is creating this hole in your eye. Okay, guys, I did not expect this video to be so long, but it's the will of the universe. Transcend the duality of existence, guys. There is no self, there is no doer, there is nothing to contend with. Everything just is. Increase your awareness of oneness, okay? There's no cause of anything. I love you so much. Thank you.